Okay, good morning. So again, we are now going to solve for the nth term of each sequence. Now, given, for example, that your sequence is an arithmetic sequence. So, number one example is actually an arithmetic sequence because an arithmetic sequence is actually a sequence wherein there is a constant number that is to be added to each term of a sequence. Okay, so again, there is a certain number that is to be added to each term of the sequence. Now, that's why we call that certain number to be added as the common difference. So, we all know to find the common difference is very simple. Okay? So, if ever you have 3, 5, 7, and 9, the common difference is actually, you just simply subtract the numbers from right to left. Okay? So you just simply subtract the numbers from the right going to the left. So which means if ever you have from the right going to the left, you just simply subtract. So 9 minus 7, you get 2. Then 7 minus 5, you get 2. Then 5 minus 3, you also get 2. So in layman's terms, that is actually the simplest way to find the common difference and also to determine if that certain number is an arithmetic sequence. So if ever you have to determine first if that is an arithmetic sequence or not. So based on a given example, it is an arithmetic sequence because you just simply add or subtract a certain constant number to each term to arrive to the next terms. So if ever your common difference is 2, so you get 3 plus 2, you get 5. In 5 plus 2, you get 7. 7 plus 2, you get 9. So please take note that the 2 here, or that certain constant number that we need to add, we call that one as a common difference. Okay, common difference. Or you just simply put D. Okay, so that is how we find the common difference and how to determine if that sequence is an arithmetic sequence. Okay, so now we are asked to solve for the nth term of each sequence. So what specific term man? What nth terms? Which means it's just like a formula or a guide for us to solve that problem. And wherein, if you're asked to find the value of your n, you will arrive at this certain sequence. Again, we are asked to find or to solve for the nth term of each sequence, of that certain sequence. Now, since this is an arithmetic sequence, and we all know the formula to solve for arithmetic sequence is a sub n is equal to a sub 1 plus n minus 1 times d. Okay, or d is what you call the common difference. So this is the formula to solve for the arithmetic sequence nth term. So again, since the given problem is an arithmetic sequence, therefore we are asked to solve it using the formula for arithmetic sequence. Okay, so let's start. First, let us determine the following. What is your a sub 1? Okay, we are asked to find what is your a sub 1. So your a sub 1 is your first term of your sequence, which means ang gauna. So your a sub 1, ang gauna sa sequence is 3. So you put 3. Okay? And then your d, or what you call the common difference. Again, to solve for the common difference, we just simply subtract the numbers from the right going to the left. If they have common numbers, that is what you call common difference. Meaning to say, pareha tanan. In case dili pareha, meaning to say that is not a sequence, or dili po na siya, napoy error, or dili mao pagsuwat nimo, naay sayop. Okay? So, the common difference is obviously 2 based on our solution. Okay? So, at this point, we have now the values of your a sub 1 and d. Now, what about the answer? The n now is actually mo nagipangita na to the n term. Okay? So, which means, isolve na nato using the n term formula. Or, again, di na to hilabdan, no? Dihara na siya ang n. So which means you just simply copy a sub n because that is actually the nth term nga mismo. Okay? So now, you just substitute your a sub 1 is equal to 3 plus, open parenthesis, your n here is again walay value because that is mo nagipangita na to, minus 1 times, close parenthesis, your d here is 2. Okay, you just simply copy 2. Okay, so again, copy a sub n, your a sub 1 have the value 3, quantity n, because your n don't have the value because we are asked to solve for the nth term, so n minus 1, close parenthesis, you have the d which is the common difference, and that is 2. Okay, so at this point, we just need to simplify. So from the PEMDAS rule, we need to solve first the parentheses. Okay, copy 3 plus, since they are both parentheses, it indicates multiplication. So if there is a multiplication, you just simply distribute each term or number to each term. Okay, we just simply multiply 2 to each term. So that is 2 times n, that becomes 2n. 2 times negative 1, okay, or minus 1, it becomes minus 2. Okay? So, para di ta maglisod, atong i-arrange. Oh? So, 2n, ibutang na to. Atong tapokon ang the same constant number. So, you have 3 plus 3, because that is a positive 3, then minus 2. Okay? So, it becomes 2n. 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. So, therefore, your nth term formula now is a sub n is equal to 2n plus 1. Okay? So, this is now the nth term of your sequence. Now, to check, we need to check, no? But it depends on you. If you are very sure of your answer, you don't need to check. But if you're in doubt of your final answer, you're in doubt of your nth term, you can check. Okay? So, to check, you just simply substitute. You have 2n, your a sub n is equal to 2n plus 1. Okay? So, which means if ever you have 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 4 terms. So, to find your a sub 1, you just simply substitute. No? So, your n is equal to 1. So, 2 from 2n plus 1. So, your n is equal to 1. So, times 1 plus 1 is equal to 2 times 1, 2. So, what is now 2 plus 1? That is equal to 3. And that is your first term. Okay, we got it right. That is the first term, a sub 1, 3. Let's go now to the second term, or your a sub 2. So, again, from the formula, your final answer, you have 2. Your n now is equal to 2 plus 1 equals, so simplify first with parentheses. So, 2 times 2, you get 4. Plus 1 is equal to 5. So, your second term or your a sub 2 is 5. Okay, we are correct. Okay, humano na to para sure. Your third term or a sub 3. So, 2, your n is 3 plus 1. So, 2 times 3, that is 6. So, 6 plus 1 is equal to 7. And that is your third term. Okay, correct. So, let's try to check if your a sub 4 is equal to 9. Or the fourth term. So, 2, again, your n is 4 plus 1. So, 2 times 4, you get 8. So, 8 plus 1 is equal to 9. So, we get the correct answer. So, therefore, this is the final nth term of your sequence. Because when we check, you get the correct sequence. Okay? Thank you.